This is Stephen Curry, and you're listening to The Morning Roast with Bonte and The Butcher on 95.7 The Game.
It's a dangerous game you guys are playing. Very dangerous game.
What, bumping some Red Hot Chili Peppers?
Yeah.
I know people.
Not what I was referring to, but I'll move on to...
Do you hang out under the bridge?
No, I do not.
I'm fashionable.
95.7 The Game is giving you a chance to play in the first ever 95.7 The Game knockout tournament at Chase Center. Tune into the roast all week. You got 11 more chances now. We have a winner from earlier today. Yesterday it was Dwayne Riley in Concord who won. So we got about 11 spots left. Next chance to win is at 12:30, then at 4:30. First ever 95.7 The Game knockout tournament. You have to know the show. Know the show. But in the meantime, we got to get to know Brandon Schneider. We've gotten to know him pretty well. The COO of the Golden State Warriors, Chief Operating Officer. You want to talk about a come-up. This guy used to sell tickets for the Dubs. Now he's sitting on the big stage with Adam Silver and Joe Lacob bringing the All-Star game back to the Bay Area in 2025. And first and foremost, Brady, good morning to you. Thank you for getting up with us. Thank you for allowing us to get inside of Chase Center for this great tournament knockout. You have an invite to partake in the tournament as well, Brandon.
I was just going to ask, how do I get in on this deal? I thank you for that invitation, although I think I'll be out pretty quick probably.
No, we need you in there. You and me
both.
We need you in there, Brandon. I know you got a jumper. You're around stars all the time. You can participate in the tournament. It'll be great to have you out there. Now, we don't need you getting injured on the job because we know you got a bigger job to do. So the invitation is open for you, Brandon. But first of all, thanks for letting us use Chase Center. I can't believe you're going to allow me and Shasky to play at Chase Center? You kidding me?
It's awesome, although you're going to get comfortable there. You talked about me being on stage with Joe Lacob and the crew, Adam, the mayor. You were there, too. Thanks for emceeing for us yesterday, Bonte.
Well, I know you guys couldn't afford Ahmad Rashad due to all the luxury tax you guys are paying right now, so you had to scrape at the bottom of the barrel here.
I don't know if this saved us any money, Bonte. Your rates are high nowadays.
No, honestly,
I'll do it for half. and
Hey,
1/3 is good.
Don't worry. You got me up speed now, Brandon. No, it was awesome, man. It is great for you guys to bring back. I'm sure Shasky would love to undercut me. It's great for you guys to bring back the All-Star game. I'm really looking forward to it. What should the fans expect? I asked you this question yesterday, and I'll ask it to you again. What should we expect? Where are the events going to be at? What is downtown San Francisco going to look like in 2025 when the All-Star game is back in the Bay?
Yeah, I think the key to this for us is, you know this, we're the Bays team. And so, when we talked about hosting All-Star and the possibility, because, look, all the teams want to do it, so it's hard to get the privilege. We knew right away we wanted to have events on both sides of the Bay. So it was awesome to be able to announce yesterday and share again today. We're going to have events at Oakland Arena all weekend. So you're going to have on Friday night, you're going to have the celebrity game. So you have artists and entertainers, influencers on the court. Saturday night, Oakland Arena, you'll have the NBA HBCU Classic, and then you'll have the G League Next Up game, so the G League All-Star game. And then our Oakland facility, practice facility in Oakland, which will become the headquarters for our WNBA team in 2025, is going to host the Basketball Without Borders Global Camp. That'll go on all weekend, and that's an event for some of the best youth elite basketball players in the world. And then coming back to San Francisco, Moscone Center will have NBA crossover all weekend. That's a big one, I think, for fans all over the world, but specifically for local fans to be a part of All-Star Weekend. And then, of course, Chase Center will host the Rising Stars game Friday night, so you get to see some of the young guys. And then All-Star Saturday night, maybe we'll see the Splash Brothers coming back to the three-point contest. I think it was you yesterday that suggested we get Kuminga in the dunk contest, which I think is a great idea. And then Sunday night will cap it off, 74th NBA All-Star game at Chase Center. So we are super excited and tons of opportunities for fans to get involved on both sides of the Bay.
Man, I'm so fired up for this, but I'm a junkie. I'm a sports junkie, and, I'm born and raised here. Bonte is as well. So are you. You're a Peninsula guy. So let's say you're not some diehard sports junkie, right? And you're just an average person. You hear this when, the Super Bowl comes. Oh, the traffic's going to be worse. Why do I benefit? Why do I care? If you were making the pitch, the elevator pitch to somebody who maybe isn't as invested into sports the way all of us are, what would your pitch be to that person on why this is important for the Bay Area?
I think there's a lot of reasons. I mean, I think for one, and one of the things we're really proud of when you talk about Chase Center specifically, is we've got events for everybody. So, you're bringing huge we have John Mayer tonight. We have Queen and Adam Lambert tomorrow, the next day. We had Jerry Seinfeld, Jim Gaffigan last week. Mm-hmm. So we'd like to think we have something for everybody. Yeah. I mean, it's really important to us to have a diverse slate of events inside Chase Center, but also outside on Thrive City, where we have all kinds of free programming in the plaza, surrounded by all the restaurants, Scott's and Dumpling Time and Miller and Lux. The city's building a Bayfront Park across the street that's almost done. When you drive by, you can see it. Like, you see the grass, you see it really coming together. So just on our side alone, you've got things, because, it's funny. I'll say to people, "Hey, are you a Warriors fan?" They're like, "Isn't everybody?" And I go, "Well, I love that response, but you're right. Like, some people aren't as into sports." And then bigger than that, zooming out, and this is something we're really proud of. I'm actually part of the Bay Area Host Committee, which is a group of leaders, sports leaders, but leaders amongst the Bay Area business community and the broader community, bringing big sporting events to the Bay Area. So right today we're talking about the All-Star Game in 25, but in 26 we've got the Super Bowl and the World Cup coming. And this is something we want to keep going. Like, we want to get a Women's World Cup. We want to get a WNBA All-Star Game, MLB All-Star Game, NHL All-Star. Like, you want to just keep bring Final Four. Well, Final Four we could do, but they do that in football stadiums now.
Women's Final Four, Brandon. Women's Final Four.
Women's Final Four we could do.
Yeah.
Women's Final Four we could do at Chase Center. So the point is, we want to keep doing these big events because we think it's important just to the region. The mayor talked about this yesterday. Estimates show this event, just All-Star alone, bringing $350 million in economic impact to the Bay Area. Wow. 135,000 visitors to the San Francisco Bay Area. And by the way, you mentioned traffic, Shasky. I mean, people are going to be on transit, everything. And that's one great thing about Chase Center, so transit friendly. 3,250 jobs created. Over 200 local small businesses are a part of it. So there's so much of a broad.
He just dropped off. He was on the roll.
Yeah, he was.
That was our phone lines there. All right, we'll get. Oh, that was heavy. He was on the roll. Brandon was on the roll. Chase Center, the place to be.
Did the ops get him?
When you hear that little boop noise, that means they dropped their call.
That's okay. We'll get him back on. Right back. I was thinking about this. Obviously, the NBA 2000. It's been a long time. My buddy Joey Nevin was on the floor for those. He's in part of the Vince Carter dunk on Slam. The Slam magazines that used to get pulled out back in the day. 2007 All-Star Game was freaking awesome for the San Francisco Giants. Freaking awesome. And when you have the World Series or the NBA Finals, your team is in it. Right. And so, you're invested. But, seeing all the stars come for the All-Star Game was really cool.
Super Bowl 50. Moscone Sitter, seeing all the Super Bowl rings.
Did you go downtown?
I was working downtown. I worked
so
down there.
Cool. Me and my wife went down there, and we just enjoyed it. And we got very lucky with the weather. The city shined, and I was proud of being a San Franciscan, seeing us put on a party like that and just kind of show out to the rest of the country. Those things matter to me as a resident.
Super Bowl 50 was a lot of fun.
Really
From
cool.
San Jose to downtown. I was involved in a lot of it.
NCAA championship, which you talked about, the
March
BCS?
Madness. Yeah, March Madness is coming. And March Madness will be coming back, I believe. Is March Madness coming back this year, Brandon? I know you're on the roll there. You can finish up your thoughts there. But when's March Madness coming back, the men's tournament in the NCAA?
2025.
That's
so
nice.
2025 is going to be epic. Yeah, it's going to be epic. You got All-Star Weekend, February 14th to the 16th. You've got NCAA West Regionals in March, and then you'll have the debut of our WNBA team in May. Wow. And then hopefully, if Mike Dunleavy was here with me, I'd put it on him. But hopefully we'll have NBA Finals coming up in June of 25.
Yes, no doubt about that. And I'm looking at Caitlin Clark from Iowa. Hopefully we get this number one pick. We can get Caitlin Clark, Brandon, if you know what I mean here. But also around Chase Center.
You coaching?
We got the new park. No, I probably won't be coaching. They don't want me coaching, trust me. I don't think nobody from the Warriors wants me talking
I love it. I love it.
The park across the street from Chase Center, too. There's not only Thrive City, but this new park, expound on that, Brandon, across the street from Chase Center.
Yeah, so and I don't know where I cut off. Sorry, I was on a roll. The phone didn't like that. So the city's building the Bayfront Park right across the street, which anyone that's driven by Chase Center Thrive City recently, you see it coming to life, which will be huge. And that's what I was saying is I think Shasta, you asked about what does this mean for people that aren't as into basketball, and I think for us, Chase Center Thrive City, we want to have something for everybody. And then if you zoom out and look at what it means for the city. The mayor alluded to this yesterday, but $350 million in economic impact coming to the region just because of All-Star. 135,000 visitors coming to the San Francisco Bay Area. 3,250 jobs created. 200 small businesses involved. So bringing these big events, we've got All-Star obviously in 25. We're talking about today, and then we've got the Super Bowl and World Cup coming in 26. So really excited to bring these events to the Bay and just bring that kind of economic vitality and opportunity to so many people.
Wow. Yeah, Brandon, I'm very intrigued on this aspect because you have everybody at the podium yesterday or the dais or whatever it's called out there with Bonte hosting. It was really cool. I mean, I told him I was really proud of him. And that's like kind of like showing everyone the baby, right? And then obviously we got to wait a couple of years and there's a lot of stuff that goes into it. But take me back to the beginning of this. Like, well, I had a small business. I failed. You know what I mean? And just replacing a faucet in San Francisco required 7,000 permits and approvals. And it's very difficult. There's a lot of red tape. There's a lot of bureaucracy. How much time, energy, how far back did the planning go and the working with the different people, the NBA, the city, the community to pull this off? Because I don't think people realize how much is done behind the scenes.
Yeah, it's a good question, Shasky. I mean, look, I was saying, I would say this goes back to 2013, honestly.
Wow.
When we announced the intention to build a new arena in San Francisco, because on that moment it was like, look, we're going to build this world-class arena and we want to host world-class events. We just talked about the NCAA tournament. We had the League of Legends World Finals, biggest esports tournament in the world, and you've had so many amazing concerts. You've had the NBA Finals, which obviously is something we want to host every year. We want to make that the Warriors Invitational. I think that's what Draymond calls it. He calls the playoffs the Warriors Invitational, but let's say the finals. And now having the All-Star game was always part of that. So that's the big picture answer. More specifically to what you're talking about, and I gave Adam a hard time yesterday that he put our team through the ringer. When you look at the bid process, it's like, I don't even know, 500 pages or something. Like, to your point, there's every detail, because we just talked about it. Like, it's not just the big, it's not just the All-Star game. You have all these other ticketed events, and then you got to think about hotels and, all the different things, all the different parties and events. I mean, 135,000 people coming to the Bay Area for this event, not to mention the millions of people in the Bay that are going to be part of this. So it's a huge undertaking and creates a lot of opportunity. And, you mentioned having a small business back in the day. That's something that's really near and dear to us. We have another program separate from All-Star, but something that will become related called the Franchise Fund that we do with United Airlines, which is helping small businesses get accredited and have opportunities to get contracts, for bigger projects. So that's, we do a ton in the community, but that's one of the programs we're really proud of.
No, that's really awesome. It really awesome. And then about this basketball team, real quickly, Brandon, because we do appreciate the time this morning. How about this team getting off to a hot start? 6-2, 5-1 on the road. In the big game tomorrow night against the Denver Nuggets, a perfect start for the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah, it's been good. We looked at when the schedule came out, you saw 7 of the first 9 games on the road after a season where we only won 11 on the road, which has not been normal for this team. You looked at it and you said, okay, here we go. And to start 6-2 and just to see how it's going. I mean, Andrew Wiggins isn't making shots like he's going to make, right? And Chris Paul before last night, not making shots like he's going to make. And yet we're sitting here at 6-2. By the way, Chris Paul has fit in seamlessly.
Yep.
What does he have? 29 assists or 31 assists, I think, since his last turnover.
Exactly.
Like that.
Yeah. Look at Brandon with the stats.
Yeah, exactly. But it's unbelievable. And Steph Curry's obviously, off maybe to his best start ever at 35 years old. He is, I think Joe said yesterday, at the peak of his powers, and I think that's right. But it's been fun. And you're looking at the bench, by the way. Playing 5 bench guys together, we're outscoring our opponents, I think, by 12 per game on the bench, which, in past years we've relied on that great starting unit and just tried to hold the line with the bench. Not anymore, right? Now we got the great starting unit. We got the great bench unit. You got Moses and Kuminga. We're fired up about this team.
Man, 62 points, 62 assists, and 6 turnovers for CP3. Brandon's on it, man.
I know he
Brandon's
is.
on it.
And Brandon, while you're on it, this is my early submission for a credential.
I knew this was going to happen.
For the All-Star game. I'm envisioning LeBron's final All-Star game. Steph Curry's going to be there. Like, I'm closing my eyes and thinking about what it's going to be like. I can't wait. This is going to be really cool. Thank you for delivering this for basketball fans here in the Bay Area.
For sure. This is, we all feel the same way, Shasky. This is going to be one of those one of those epic things. I mean, you're the epicenter of the basketball universe, all the best players in the world playing at Chase Center. You know, Steph Curry, I mean, my favorite, I've been to a lot of All-Star games, but my favorite one I've ever been to is actually 2022 in Cleveland.
Oh.
Steph Curry, first of all, halftime, they honored the 75.
That was so cool.
Yeah, that was
so
great.
cool.
That was really good.
Amazing. And I'm sitting, third row watching that unfold as a lifelong, basketball fan. It was amazing. But then, Steph Curry, and I've got, friends from other teams kind of sitting around me, and he just keeps hitting shot after shot. And you're watching this unfold because you guys know the last couple of years, the All-Star game, there's not a ton of defense. So guys are getting open threes, but you can't play that way against Steph. Like, if you play All-Star defense, like, he's going to score every time down. So they're double teaming him. They're playing hard defense on him. Guy hit I don't know if people remember this, hit 16 3-pointers in the All-Star game.
Yeah.
So I can't wait for Steph to go off again, this time at home at Chase Center.
So Clay, Steph, and the 3-point shootout.
Oh, for sure.
We'll get Jonathan Kuminga, and with the way Gary Payton II is getting up there above the rim, we may need both of them in a slam dunk contest. All right, so we got Warriors represented everywhere. Skills challenge. Maybe CP3's around. We'll see.
Extend him.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe he's in the skills challenge. Yeah, we'll make it a Warrior All-Star game. No doubt about that. We cannot wait. Brandon, that was a cool event yesterday. You guys have delivered over and over as an organization. Championships, stadium, great events. Boxing event coming up December 9th. Thanks so much, Brendan. Appreciate the time this morning.
Awesome. Thanks for having me on. Can't wait for February 25.
No doubt about that. Brandon Schneider, Chief Operating Officer of the Golden State Warriors, doing a great job. You talk about a